Oh, hi everyone. I'm Maxwell Adams, the creator of the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Today, I'm going to go to work and make some cartoons. Let's go see what my day is like. Hey, so welcome to Cartoon Network Studios in Burbank. This is where I've been coming every day for the last 7 years. Should be fun. Let's go see how the cartoons are made. Hang on. Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, it's me, Maxwell.
Maxwell who?
Maxwell Adams.
Who is this?
From the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy upstairs.
Let me get this straight. You're with Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, 7 years. 7 years we've been making it.
Just how may I help you?
Can I be let in, please?
I'm going to have to call security.
Can I come in?
Please don't play with the buzzer.
I think, you know, new receptionist, I think. So, yeah, this is the inside of Cartoon Network, where Billy and Mandy is made. I guess where we should start is just checking out my office, which is a great place where I work every day. I think you'll like this. Morning, Laurel. Any messages for me?
Why would you have any messages?
All right, then. Busy day. I'll be in my office if anyone needs me. I've been drawing ever since I can remember, and this is sort of how we all start, drawing on the walls. I used to be much better at drawing on walls, actually. Well, let's go find my office. It's down the stairs here. Lossing my mind, that's bad spelling right there. Don't look at that. So all the way down, come on. There's graffiti all over the place. This is sort of Cartoon Network's graffiti walls. You can just draw. Because I can, that's why. Keep coming. We're almost there. Come on. Almost there. Let's go check it out. Hey, so this is it. This is where the magic happens. It took me, I guess it was like season 4 by the time I got this office, but well worth the wait and the effort. Come on in. So, this is where I sit, do my work. So, while I was working on Cow and Chicken and I Am Weasel at what was then Hanna-Barbera, I was doing storyboards and just pitching shows left and right. I really had no idea what I was doing, even less so than I do now. And Billy and Mandy were actually, I incorporated them into a pitch called Milkman, which was like a superhero show. And Cartoon Network really liked the characters of Billy and Mandy, but I didn't think it was enough just to have those two characters and nothing else. So that's where the Grim Reaper came in. And I incorporated him into the pitch Bible with, you know, I assumed that there was no way it was ever going to go. And many, many times it almost didn't go. I would recommend that anyone out there who wants to pitch a show, don't pitch a show with the Grim Reaper in it. It's a lot of trouble.
Nobody messes with my favorite show.
I think the question people ask me most is, where do my ideas come from? and that's a tough one. Honestly, I gotta say.
My boogers smell like licorice.
I don't know. I don't know where they come from.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even like licorice.
Can I have that?
While we were still developing Billy and Mandy, I had pitched Evil Con Carne as a separate series, and eventually, of course, they were combined into Grim and Evil. Evil Con Carne was sort of a parody of all the action shows I liked as a kid, you know, like G.I. Joe, Transformers, all those. It was a lot of fun to work on. It actually didn't do too bad in the ratings, but we decided to split the two into their own separate series eventually anyway. That was after season 2, I think. Hector Con Carne was sort of a James Bond-style supervillain whose body had been blown up in a terrible explosion, and all they could save were his brain and his stomach, which they attached to the body of trained circus bear Boscov. Hector's sort of sidekicks were Major Dr. Ghastly, who was his mad scientist, secretly in love with him, and General Scar was the usual sort of backstabbing second-in-command guy who was always trying to take over. Eventually, when the shows split and we decided not to make any more Evils, I wanted to bring General Scar over to Billy and Mandy because he was such a fun character, and there he has lived ever since. I think the one thing you should avoid doing if you want to be a cartoonist is probably becoming like a bow hunter. I think, you know, if you spend a lot of time in the woods shooting arrows at deer, you're not going to have time to draw. That's just a fact. So it was tough doing 2 series at the same time, both Evil Con Carne and Billy and Mandy. Even though they were technically part of the same half hour, it was sort of like double the work, which was part of the reason they split. Eventually we did get to do 4 final half hours of Evil, but for the time being we decided to focus on Billy and Mandy and just sort of move on with that. Basically we just sort of after the pilot had to refine Billy and Mandy and decide, you know, trying to lock down the characters, and this was actually the time where there was an executive in Atlanta who decided she didn't like Billy's nose and thought it was too big. So I actually had to draw like, I think 16 or 17 different Billys with different sized noses, and eventually they had a focus group test, and the kids all sort of chose like nose number 7, which was his original medium nose, and I was told to shrink Billy's nose down 2 more sizes anyway, so I think out of spite I just made it 1 size bigger. That's why his nose is so big. So the whole pitch was just sort of this like crazy disassociated process. It's totally different these days, but back then basically all the executives are in Atlanta, so I put together my pitch Bible and just mailed it away, and didn't see or hear really anything for about a year after that, and then just one day, you know, I got the phone call. They're like, okay, we're going to do a short. So I don't hold my pencil in the recommended way. That's what they told me in 3rd grade, and they tried to change it, but I refused because I'm stubborn. Supposedly I hold it this way because my dad grew up in Japan and this is how they hold their pencils. I don't know if that's true or not, but it works for me, and I like it. They say that any character you create is sort of based on an aspect of yourself, and I've always said that, you know, I've always wanted to be sort of carefree and fun like Billy, but I've also wanted to be sort of in control like Mandy, but I think in reality I'm just sort of a beaten down, broken man like Grim. Like any other cartoon, Billy and Mandy took about 9 months to make, from writing the outline to doing the storyboard, all the way through production and post-production. Cartoon Network didn't really used to have a standard way of doing things, so they just sort of threw me into the mix, and fortunately there were a bunch of people I'd worked with on Cow and Chicken who were great, and they helped me out a lot. And when it was all said and done, I was one of 52 shorts that were up for being chosen to be a cartoon, and I thought all I had to do was wait for Cartoon Network to make their decision, but no, they decided to have a big contest online and via phone where they would air them all and people would vote. I think Irwin represents my more sort of romantic, idealistic side, despite all of my sarcasm and my passive aggressiveness. I still have that one hope that it's all going to work out in the end, and I think that's Irwin for you. He's never going to learn his lesson. So, is Irwin a true ladies' man? Is he a playa? Well, I guess that depends on how you define playa. And since I have no idea what it means, really, I would have to say Irwin has no idea either. I actually have several recurring nightmares. One is that I'm in some sort of, like, mall.
When you said we were going to a mall, I thought you meant we would see people being torn limb from limb by a ferocious beast. Not this!
Sometimes it's a mall, and sometimes it's a giant aquarium, like sort of a, well, not like a fish tank aquarium, but you know, like the aquarium you walk through. And it's usually inhabited by aliens or giant bugs. I had another one, which was turned into a show, which was about a psychic crow that fed on, like, fear. And that actually became Duck, where there's the psychic duck that feeds on farts. If I weren't making cartoons, I think I'd probably be living in a cardboard box somewhere, because there's really not anything else I can do. I have no valuable skills that serve society in any useful way. Oh, this ice really does taste bad. Is there anything I'd change if I had the first season to do all over again? I would say yes. I would absolutely have more fart jokes, because that's what we need. More farts. How was that, Jim?
No one's better than you, Maxwell.
Yeah. I'm coming out. Well, everyone, thanks for spending time with me at beautiful Cartoon Network in Burbank, California. I'm done with my day, so good night and good luck. This is me time now. You go away.